Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Marisol, and in honor of Mother's Day, which is right around the corner, I wanted to share the truth about finding balance in mom life. And before we get started, I wanted to dedicate this video to my mom, which I love so very much. Growing up, my mom was a busy bee. She did everything and anything. She was a straight up hustler, and she worked so hard at making everything look easy. Growing up, I thought that she just perfected the technique of balancing everything, doing everything, and going everywhere, being there for everybody. But now that I'm a mom and I'm older, I realized that my mom really wasn't balancing everything. In fact, she was sacrificing a lot to make sure that me and my brothers were always taken care of, and I appreciate that so much more now than ever, now that I have much more of a better understanding. I love you, Mom, so much. Thank you for setting an example and working so hard in order to give us the best life. Now that the mushy part is all out the way, I wanted to share and talk about the truth about finding balance in mom life, because a fellow mama on Instagram actually shared her thoughts in her Q&A on her stories that really just resonated with exactly my thoughts, my sentiments on the question and the answer that she gave. It just hit the nail right on the head, and I just had to share it with you guys. So I'm gonna be sharing 4 categories in life that women normally think, how am I gonna find balance in these things after becoming a mom? The first one is gonna be careers and personal goals. The truth about finding balance when it comes to careers and personal goals is that there is no such thing as finding balance. The harsh truth is that you will have to sacrifice something for a time period. And it's important to really just swallow the hard pill and accept this, because if you don't, you will learn the hard way like I did, which is trying to do everything and be everything for everyone is really just being a perfectionist, and at the end it just hurts you. You cannot be everything for everyone. You also can't do everything. You're only one person. So some things in life at this moment in this season will have to be sacrificed, but that doesn't mean it's too late. It just means that at this time, your priorities are gonna change, and at this time, you'll have to focus on 1 or 2 things as opposed to the 5 goals that you had envisioned for yourself at this time. It's important to recognize you taking a break in that timeline that I know we create in our minds does not equate to failure. I'll say that again. Just because you're taking a break in the plans that you've made does not mean that you failed. The fact that you are a woman who has chosen to give birth to this human is a miraculous thing, and you need to give yourself some time to catch up to this huge life change, and it is okay to focus on that and wait until a time that is healthy for you and your baby to jump back into your personal and career goals. The second life category that I want to talk about is free time. Free time for fitness or any leisure activity that you used to do or would like to do. Free time for anything is gonna require you to find a rhythm. And what that means is that you have to find a flexible routine that allows you to pick up the things you want to do on your free time in the time slots that are given to you, and that you're working around when it comes to your baby's schedule. But you cannot be married to that schedule, because the routines in your life will constantly be changing as your baby is developing. So keyword here is flexible. So you have to be flexible and be willing to roll with the punches as your baby's schedule is constantly changing. Also, when it comes to free time, you need to relearn what your limits are as a person. So before you had a baby, you probably would have had limits that stretched up to here, and you would probably be willing to do so many things. But now that you have a baby, you're a new person and your limits are gonna be different, and you need to be realistic and honest with yourself. That way you don't put too much on your plate. So when that free time comes about, you are choosing to spend that free time on what aligns with your priorities and not other people's priorities. Third life category is family and friends. This is a tough one because of course you don't want to lose your relationships with your families or your friends, but it is imperative that you set up healthy boundaries with your family and friends that you do not have to apologize for. You are going to need some time for yourself and you deserve it. You shouldn't feel sorry about that. Make sure that you explain and admit to your family and friends when you need some space and when you need support and help, and you're gonna need both. How does the saying go? It takes a village to raise a child. That is because you need the hands-on help for both when you want to be present and you want people to be there, and when you need people to take the baby while you take some time for yourself. The fourth life category is gonna be your relationship with your spouse. I would say the biggest tip I could give you for this is to have a go with the flow mentality and try to practice unconditional grace for your spouse. Your spouse is going through a huge life change just like you, and there's going to be a transition in your relationship where it begins to look a little different from what you envisioned it to be, and you need to be able to go with the flow and go through those changes together. So one of the key things I want to hit on is date night. A lot of people plan date nights. For some people, they're able to do it early on, and for others, they aren't. And although a plan is great, the truth is, again, things are gonna be changing constantly with the baby. You can plan a date night for 6, 7 o'clock and the baby doesn't go down as planned, and all of a sudden your date night has to be at 10 o'clock. Or maybe you just need to grab any alone time you can get, which might mean 30 minutes in the car while the baby sleeps and it's just the two of you. So you need to be able to go with the flow and kind of bring your expectations down, because you're both adjusting to this new life, which requires so much of both of you. Like I said, a plan is good, but I have heard in the past that one of the biggest traits of the most successful people is the ability to adjust. If something changes around you and you're able to adjust to that situation as it's changing, then you can be successful in any environment and any situation. And while people have applied that or used that kind of description in maybe like a career sense, that can also go for your personal life. And especially in this sense, when you become a mom, it's a full-time job. It's something that you need to adjust to, and if you can get that down, you'll be good. You were meant to succeed as a mama, and you can do this. So please be encouraged. Again, I'll say you were meant to succeed. I know firsthand how hard it is to be a new mom. Every day is a struggle. Every day I'm learning something new. Every day I feel like I'm not gonna make it through, and somehow I do. Somehow I make it to the next day, and you can do it too. So please be encouraged. I really wanted to share this insight with you guys. I really wanted to just knock down any myths that we may have heard or grown up with. I hope that this was helpful to you. I'm wishing you guys an incredible Mother's Day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.